Hi everybody, it's Sean from Byron Bar, and with me today is my best friend in the whole wide room, Jared.
I'm Jared from Ninja Mafia Entertainment.
I'm trying to talk him into a different production logo. We just got done watching the second Independence Day movie, Independence Day
Resurgence,
thank you. I keep wanting to use a multitude of other RE words that you'll see in the other review.
There's a lot.
There is a lot.
There's a lot.
But we're here right now to talk about the first movie, just Independence Day, starring the ever charismatic likes of Bill Pullman and Will Smith and
President. Who was the president?
that was Bill Pullman.
What was the dad? You've named two people.
I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's the most charismatic people in this.
Let's face it, Will Smith carried that movie.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
It was
okay. So a lot of people know this movie, Independence Day movie about aliens invading, big disaster movie. They target all the world's biggest cities and blow them all up for reasons. Yep. And then humanity has to pull together and win the day, which they do to stirring effect. And I am probably one of the most indifferent people on the planet to this movie. I don't hate it because it doesn't try and tout itself as anything more than a big dumb action flick.
No.
And for that, I am a million kinds of grateful. But at the same time, it is exactly that, a big dumb action flick.
I mean, it did give us one of the greatest presidential speeches ever in the movie.
It did give us that.
Every 4th of July, if you want to, feel patriotic, just watch that.
That's just YouTube the president's speech from Independence Day. That'll get you through. That's all patriotism you need. America!
Well, that was all world, but yeah, America.
Yeah. Now, you love this movie, apparently.
No?
I
haven't seen the whole movie
by
since
comparison, you love this movie. Let's say that.
I definitely enjoy it. The last time I watched this movie all the way through, I was like 8. I've seen bits and pieces of it since on TV.
Right.
But I've never, sat through it again. And, I grew up where, Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Bad Boys, all those movies were coming out when I was 8, 9, 10, younger years. So, I did grow up watching a lot of Will Smith stuff, even as turds.
I enjoy Will Smith.
I enjoy him to a certain point.
He's made some I don't want to say out and out turds, but he's had his fair share of movies that
he's made some bad movies that either I was too young to understand it was bad, like Wild Wild West.
Yeah, that movie's
I haven't
awful.
Seen that since I was 10, and
there's a good reason for that.
Well, when I was 10, I was like, "Ooh, yay, big spider blowing up stuff!" That's all I needed.
Right.
And it was Burger King toys,
Yeah.
But as I've grown up now, and I go back and watch certain Will Smith movies, they're very hit and miss.
Yeah.
There's a few that just kind of fall into the meh category. Like iRobot, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it.
I actually watched that a couple of months back. And I had also just reread Isaac Asimov's Robot Dreams, and I immediately felt awful that Isaac Asimov had to have his name tied to that movie. Because Asimov is very subtle, works very neat, and goes to great lengths to explain the science behind his science fiction.
Yeah.
And is great, and that movie offered very little in the way of reasoning and science, and really hammered home the message of what they were trying to say, just very blatantly, like taking a nail to you and just going pop, 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 just right there. They wanted you to make sure, and You remember the end of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull? Knowledge was their treasure.
I remember Shia LaBeouf putting on the hat and me yelling at the screen.
Well, he doesn't do that, but no, there's the end of Indiana Jones 4.
Where Shia LaBeouf tries to put on the hat.
He tries to, nope. But before that, there's a scene where the alien ship takes off.
Anytime you talk about Indiana Jones, I just immediately go to the South Park episode where Spielberg and Lucas
have their way with him.
And they get arrested. I watched it. It's like, I was there. I saw what happened. And they take him off. I watched
that. Oh my god.
I watched that episode like 3 days ago.
Oh, that's a great one, actually.
It was really good.
Yeah, that might as well actually sum up your entire review of how the second Independence movie goes. No, the first movie I'm indifferent to. It has its flaws as a movie, but every movie has flaws. This one has fewer than most of Roland Emmerich and Dee Devlin's other movies, like 2012 and
Never saw it.
Godzilla, 1998. Yeah, you remember that one,
dude. Well, once again, it was one of those things. I was a kid. I was like, Godzilla, yay! Because I've been watching the Japanese Godzilla, and they had the cartoon tie-in to this.
They had a cartoon tie-in?
Yeah, to this movie, like the really bad one.
98 Godzilla had a cartoon tie-in?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that it did. I'm surprised that I didn't know that, though.
It was one of the babies. Like, one of the babies survived and became the new Godzilla.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they have Matthew Broderick come in and be like, "That's a lot of fish. I'm the wormy guy"?
I think his character had something. I barely remember that movie. I was in like 3rd grade when that movie came out.
Wow.
But I had also
I learned something new today.
I had also watched the old Japanese ones with like.
See, that was what I grew up on.
Rodan and Mothra and Space Godzilla.
I grew up on stuff like that, and I absolutely loved them.
Yeah.
But then again, my family also let me watch Godzilla 1985, also known as Godzilla Returns, and Godzilla vs. Biollante, and Godzilla vs. Destroya before I watched this, and those fuckers were violent. 1985 is probably my favorite Godzilla movie of all, actually. It's exactly what I wanted in a Godzilla Returns movie. Godzilla's the bad guy again and just marches through Tokyo, killing with rampant indiscretion, women, children, doesn't matter. He'll breathe nuclear fire on you. Yes.
I remember Godzilla Returns and Godzilla...
Godzilla 2000 was... Godzilla 2000 was obviously released in the year 2000. I'm trying to remember what the plot of that movie was. It's been so long.
It really has. And then there was Godzilla...
It
was Destroy All Monsters or King of the Monsters. He fought Mothra, Rodan...
Let me stop you right there. If you can think of a title combining Godzilla... I guarantee you it's been made.
Okay. It was the one with Mothra, the 3-headed dragon thing.
King Ghidorah.
And I want to say there was one other, and it was just Godzilla was the bad guy again, but not really. Like, these things were just basically running and trying to destroy. And
I remember what you're talking about. I cannot remember.
It was like the last Godzilla movie in the 2000s before the reboot. It was Japan made, and it was right before...
You're thinking of Final Wars.
Maybe, yes.
Where they had the Americans and the Japanese working together.
I don't remember.
To make this movie, and space aliens come down, and they're like, "Oh, we're your friends. We're getting rid of the monsters." And
maybe.
It's a lot of fun. If you want a really good Godzilla movie, don't watch Godzilla 1998. Go watch Godzilla Final Wars. That movie kicks ass.
We've completely gone away from Independence Day.
Well, we summed up the movie.
Pretty much.
Independence Day is a really fun summer action blockbuster movie.
I just need Fox to stop.
Yeah.
I mean, they either, like, Fox... in 1 year, how can you give me so many hit and misses? Like, Apocalypse, didn't mind it. Even though that movie was...
I have yet to see it. I hear it's hilarious for all the wrong reasons.
Apocalypse shouldn't have been the villain of that movie. But
that's
we can...
mostly what I keep hearing. But that's a story for another day. That's another day.
Yep, we're gonna...
You're gonna have a conversation with some other people, and I'm probably not gonna be a part of that because I haven't seen the movie. So I don't have a dog. I don't have a dog in that fight.
Well, I mean...
Anyway. Yeah, I'm really indifferent to it. If you want a really stupid movie just to put on in the background, you can do a lot worse than Independence Day.
Yeah, Armageddon.
Yeah, Armageddon. Deep Impact as well.
Yeah, same time.
Yeah.
Both terrible.
Ironically enough, Armageddon beats out Deep Impact for watchability, though. Yeah, go figure that.
And, the worst movie you could ever put on, Fan Four Stick.
Yes.
Fan Four Stick. It was... Michael B. Jordan has officially jumped ship. He's
I've heard everybody jump ship on that movie.
No, he signed on to Black Panther.
Oh, did he? Who's he going to be in Black Panther?
They haven't released it yet, but he signed on to Black Panther.
Oh, snap. I like who they got to be Black Panther. That
Chadwick Boseman killed it.
Oh, dude, he was badass.
Yes. I'm thoroughly excited. There's talks of X-Men and Fantastic Four pulling a Sony and getting in with Marvel too.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I don't know how they do the X-Men as far as that. Like, would they recast them or how would they? I can see if they hand the first family over because they need to do that.
Yeah,
that's been long overdue. Like, Fox just needs to quit with, like, they got lucky with X-Men. Like, they put out a good one.
Just like they got lucky with Independence Day, which is the movie we're talking about.
The first time.
Not the X-Men.
Yeah, this is going somewhere else. My bad, guys. My bad. But Independence Day, not the worst movie, not the greatest.
It's fun. It's perfectly serviceable.
If you go back and watch it, you will realize how
it's really dependent on basically two people carrying the entire charisma field of a movie, because your third and fourth string protagonists are
he helped carry the next one.
Jeff Goldblum, and the ever funny. You see, you thought I wouldn't go anywhere with that, but I did.
I know what you were doing.
The always adorable Cousin Eddie, which, if you ever want to see how well they do when they take the Griswolds out of Christmas Vacation, just watch Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Christmas Vacation, starring the lovely Randy Quaid. And you will have your answer for why he should not be your lead. No, the Independence Day actually has one of my favorite generals for movies, actually.
Which one?
The older guy who is constantly accompanying the president and giving him advice. I forget his name.
I recently caught like the first.
He's in the sequel, and the first moment I saw him, he's the one that stands up and salutes him. The first second I saw him, I was like, "Oh my God!" They dug him up and they weekended Bernie'd him.
It felt like it.
He looks like he is just absolutely nonplussed to be anywhere.
Happens, man. It happens.
Does. Apparently it happens to him. Which, I make that joke, but he unfortunately passed away not long ago because of, I want to say it was liver cancer, I heard. Yeah, so, not cool, but I thought that was funny.
They very well could have weekended at Bernie's.
I think they weekended at Bernie's.
20 years was
Because
definitely...
all he does is stand up and salute, and it's really awkward, and it looks like a puppet commanding him. Like with little
20 years
strings.
was definitely way too long to make a
Yes.
sequel.
20 years was far too long.
And trying to set up a third one.
Oh yeah, no, that's something we didn't talk about in the other one, in the other review. This movie is really sequel baiting a third one, which I don't think it's going to get.
No. I think Warcraft made more than that movie did.
With
Warcraft actually broke a record. It is now the highest grossing movie based on a video game. It beat Prince of Persia's record.
Well, when Prince of Persia really has to stand up against the powerhouse that is the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Hitman with Timothy Olyphant,
And don't forget Agent 47.
and Agent 47 that was in theaters for every bit of a week.
And all the Mortal Kombat movies.
Yeah, all two of those, one of which should have been rated R, and I think would have benefited a lot better from that. But that's, you know what, you want another summer blockbuster that's decently passable, but really misses the mark? Go watch Mortal Kombat. That's a movie, it needed, Mortal Kombat needed a hard R. I hate to say it, but
Are we talking one or two?
one. The second one should never have been made.
There was...
Much like Independence Day 2. Zinged it!
I'm not gonna deny it. It was a very big role reversal for the two of us.
Yeah,
I'm the guy, I advocate everything. I'm like, hey, it had decent quality. I absolutely...
You are willing to defend just about anything. You stood there and defended
I defended
Fast and Furious to me, and
Yep.
I fucking hate those movies. And I will freely admit, and it's a big shortcoming of mine, I'm a huge snob about movies. I don't like being a snob about movies. I think movies should be enjoyed for everybody. If you enjoy something, you enjoy it.
But
there are points that I hit where I'm like, why would you subject yourself to this? And I had to be the person who defended this steaming pile of crap.
It's a very different role reversal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You want to see something that neither of us do very well, you can watch the other review of him absolutely shitting on this movie and me trying to defend Independence Day 2
I hated
with
it
what little it
so
has.
much. I was miserable.
Oh.
I want my 825 back.
But that's about all we got. Independence Day 1 was a lot of fun. Not a lot there for substance, but if you want something for some background noise, it's better than all of the other Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich movies put together, except for Stargate, which, again, I'm indifferent to. But I completely understand why a lot of people don't like that. That's about all we got.
That about sums it
Yeah,
up.
we've been everywhere on this little journey. We spent about a good 45 seconds talking about Independence Day, and the rest of the review talking about all the other movies we've seen.
Thanks,
Just
Will.
like real reviewers.
Thanks, Will Smith.
Woo! Ha
Thanks, Will Smith. Thanks for for all you've done.
Thanks for being so charismatic.
Thanks for Independence Day.
Yeah.
And not showing up in the sequel. Please, dear God, Suicide Squad better be awesome.
Yeah, well, jury's still out on that.
Well,
We're gonna say.
next
We're
time.
gonna say. Probably with somebody
Next.
else. Probably with somebody else, because I don't think I'm gonna go watch Suicide Squad.
What? We'll talk about this later.